Pleasure and honor and privilege to introduce the next gentleman often. I actually used to joke about how often I introduced Bob Duffy at events, but I never grew tired of it. I don't get to do it as often as I can. He's all over the state doing all kinds of things in partnership with the governor, but he is, as we all know, a great citizen of this city and of our community, and we are incredibly proud of the great work that he's doing with Governor Cuomo, the best lieutenant governor in the United States of America, the Honorable Bob Duffy.
First of all, great to be home. I also want to acknowledge Local 13 and thank them for hosting this and all our brothers and sisters of labor who are here. To Joe Morelli, not only is he a great member of the Assembly, a great leader, one that this community should be very, very proud of what he does in Albany. He's a great leader of the Democratic Party here in Monroe County, so please give Joe a round of applause. This is a great day for Rochester, Monroe County, and this region. To come here today, and it gives me great pleasure to also be part of the team joining our great governor, honoring two women who have done extraordinary things, great public service, Louise Slaughter and Kathy Hochul. And give them a fire. Two more dedicated public servants who are great people. I've known them both for years, personally and professionally. I'm proud to know them. I'm proud to call them friends. They are extraordinary public servants, and your support here means a lot. But I think the special part of today is this. Having a support of our governor, to me, means more than anyone could imagine. I've had the pleasure of working with this man for 22 months. It's hard to believe it's only been 22 months. I look at what has happened is, I think Mayor Richards would acknowledge the challenges that we've had in this state, and by no means has every challenge disappeared, but I don't think anyone in that seat has created more change across the state in this time than our governor has. I traveled throughout. There's an excitement building in New York State, and you can go to all four corners, North Country, downstate New York City, Long Island, Western New York, Southern Tier. People feel excited. Things are happening. Why are they happening? Quite frankly, leadership matters. Since the governor stepped into this office, I have seen it, I have felt it, I have witnessed it. I am proud to be a part of his team. But he has single-handedly changed the state. He's done it in many ways. First of all, he's done it through the partnership he has with our leadership in Washington. Our Congressman Slaughter and Congressman Hochul, both big partners for the governor on a federal agenda, things that he needs. He's done it by bringing people together across the state. He brings business, he brings labor, he brings a not-for-profit sector, he brings everybody together. He goes out and he listens to people, he follows through. But he has been the real deal in this state. A change that this state, as Joe said before, was longing for, and it did happen. And it is not something that you read about or hear about. It is real, it is palpable. Standard poll, for the first time in its history, has 56% of the state saying New York State is going in the right direction. And I look at the economy, the economies around the state at a regional level, what he's done with these councils is extraordinary. Just this past week, he led a summit, the Wine and Beer Summit, which agriculture, wine and beer, this is a big industry in upstate New York. The changes he made at that summit, if you could be there and see what he did, came back and changed regulations, changed some of the rules right there. I think people left just blown away. But that's what this governor does. He listens, he follows through. And to have him here today, to have him come up here and the schedule he has, to endorse these two great women, these two great public servants, it means something. It means a lot. It means a lot to people throughout this region. Because when this governor stands behind you, people look and say, there's something about these two that is really special. And it gives me great pride for a person who is a friend, he is a colleague, he is somebody I have enormous respect for. And without any doubt, I want to introduce to you the best governor in this entire country. Please welcome Governor Andrew Cuomo.
fired up today? Are we going to work every day until Election Day? Let's hear it for Bob Duffy, my partner, great mayor of Rochester, and now a man who's working for the entire state of New York and Rochester, Bob Duffy. The great assemblyman, the great chairman, Joe Morelli. Our other colleague, Assemblyman Harry Bronson. Our great mayor, Tom Richards. The plumbers and pipe fitters, Local 13. Kathy Hochul, Louise Slaughter. Now, my friends, we are coming up to it. We are coming up to it. Election day is right around the corner. And the closer we get, the clearer this election becomes. It really does. And it gets very simple and it gets very stark. And you really see the difference between what Mr. Romney and Ryan are arguing and what President Barack Obama is arguing. You can see it better the closer you get to it. And it's right around the corner now. And what the Romney-Ryan argument really winds up being, when you listen to them, is they say, look, first point is the economy is slow. We say thank you for that news flash. We couldn't figure that out. And they want to say the economy is slow because of President Barack Obama's leadership. But that is just not true. I may be getting old and my memory may be getting short, but it's not that short. President Barack Obama did not cause this economic slowdown. President Barack Obama inherited this slowdown from the Bush administration. It was the Bush administration that caused the slowdown in those policies. And frankly, it's ironic that the team that created the problem now says they're the ones who should be in charge of solving the problem, right? They then give us a two-part plan. And it's the same two-part plan they always come with. First part, you want to stimulate the economy, cut taxes on the rich. That's their plan. And if you cut taxes on the rich, then they'll have more money to spend, and then they will spend money, and the benefits will flow down to everyone else in society. It's their trickle-down theory. Cut taxes on the rich, and the benefits will flow down like a stream coming down a mountainside into the valley, spreading bounty wherever it goes. No, you know what happens when you cut taxes on the rich? The rich get richer. That's what happens when you cut taxes on the rich. And that's not how you stimulate the economy, because the rich have the money. Giving them a tax benefit is not going to cause them to spend more money. It'll grow their bank account. You want to stimulate the economy. You want to get people spending money. Give a tax cut to the working families of this country because they will spend money. The second part of their plan is to cut government spending. Cut aid to education so kids can't get college, cut food stamps, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid. Why? Well, they want to shrink the size of government, cut the cost, and that's how they're going to make up the gap. Cut the spending on programs that working families in this country need desperately. It would wreak havoc all across the country. It would wreak havoc with this state because you cut the funding. Their plan is to cut the funding and give the responsibility to the state. No, thank you. You cut the funding. The cuts they're talking about would take our current deficit, which is about $1 billion. That's what Bob and I have to figure out how to solve with our colleagues in the legislature. We have a $1 billion deficit. If they had their way and they did their cuts, that deficit would double or triple. It would wreak havoc on this state. It would really create chaos in this state, and would create chaos in state governments all across the country. But in some ways, that's exactly what they want. Because there is an extremist school in this Congress like we've not seen before. And at the end of the day, their argument is very simple. They don't believe in government. And the less government, the better. And if you can gridlock government, well, that's a form of success, because then government doesn't work. And in many ways, they're going there to stop the government from functioning. We believe the exact opposite. What the president is saying, when you listen to him, is we're going to grow our way through this economy. We're going to invest in education. We're going to invest in infrastructure. We're going to create good jobs. Everyone's going to do their fair share, and we're going to come through this together. We're not leaving anyone behind. We're not cutting anyone out so they can't have another chance to. We're not cutting anyone because we are one nation and we are one people, and we believe in us. And we are not giving up on us. And if you believe that, the way that we function, the way that the collective functions is through government. And when you're giving up on government, you're really giving up on us. And you really don't believe in us and our potential and our ability to come together. But we do. And what this election is about, at the end of the day, is stopping gridlock, is stopping the extremism, getting people to come together who want to solve problems and work together to solve problems. That's what we believe here in the state of New York. We believe in this state that we are Democrats and we are Republicans, and we believe in our politics. But first, more than Democrats and Republicans, first, we are New Yorkers. And we act that way, and we do what's in the best interest of the people of this state before politics, before ideology. It's about the people. That's the oath that elected officials take. And that is what Louise Slaughter and Kathy Hochul are all about. Working together to get things done for the people of their district, the people of this state, the people of this country. Reaching across the aisle, forging coalitions, forging partnerships to get things done. They are the gridlock busters. They know that they're there to serve the people of their district and the people of this state. They have done it. Louise Slaughter has done it for 13 terms. I don't want to tell you how long I know Louise Slaughter. It goes back to the other Cuomo, the one Joe made a mistake and called me. He thought I didn't notice. I was going to let it go. But I'm not that nice, frankly. First, how you could mistake me for my father, I have no idea. My father had a big nose. My father had bags under his eyes. I don't know what he was thinking. Let's hear it from Mario Cuomo, the greatest governor in the history of Louise Slaughter worked for that fellow Mario Cuomo when he was Secretary of State and Lieutenant Governor, and I was holding on to my father's shirt sleeve and along for the ride, and I met Louise then, and I've been a fan of hers ever since, and watching the great work that she has done, what she's brought back to the district, what she's done for the University of Rochester, the way she fought insider trading. She made all of us proud. Louise Slaughter, let's give her a round of applause. Hochul has already shown in a short period of time how much you can get done when you're willing to work together and you're willing to listen to other people and form partnerships and form coalitions. She's delivered for the farmers of Western New York. She's delivered for all the people of her district. She's a rising superstar already in the Congress, and we need her back in the Congress, and we're going to make that happen. Friends, it is up to you. It is up to you. Now, you're going to see Republicans are going to be spending a lot of money these next few days because they know that the American people have heard the message, and they know the American people are supporting the re-election of President Barack Obama and supporting the election of people to Congress who actually want to get something done and bust the gridlock. So you're going to see all sorts of money coming in, but we're going to win this election the old-fashioned way. Because it's always been us against the money. and we beat them with shoe leather, because we're going to knock on doors, and we're going to make phone calls, and we're going to ring bells, and we're going to get our neighbors out to vote, and we're going to make police order, Congress